When it comes to controllers in this Christmas light hobby, there are a lot of questions people ask and a lot of kind of ifs, ands, and buts that come up, especially when dealing with a new controller brand. And so I thought it would be fun in this video, kind of following up from a few videos ago where we talked about my picks for controllers in 2024, to just talk about my Kulp K16 here, what I like about it, what I don't like, how it's served us, and just give you all the info so that you can know how this thing has performed for me after about 3-4 years of use. So let's dive in. So the Kulp K16 has, and the K32, which is kind of its brother, have long been our favorite controllers. They've really become our favorites for a couple big reasons. And the biggest reason is the FPP software, in my mind, is just a game changer when it comes to controllers, because it allows you to do everything within the controller. You don't need any external Raspberry Pi or computer that's running your show. Like once you're done in X-Lights and you export everything, you upload it to your controllers, the controller just runs itself every day. Okay? And so one of the things about the Kulps was that when they first started and when I bought this controller, the first year or two, people definitely had some quality control issues with these controllers. These little plugs on the corners would come off. People would have other issues with the solder points and stuff. And the Kulp team, which is Dan Kulp, he remedied this stuff. He got his stuff streamlined, a few years into it, was fine. Mine's from before he streamlined everything, where people did have some issues, but we've had really good reliability here, and that's what we're seeing across the board. So 3 years later, what excites me still about the K16? So there's some different things you're going to see on board here which are really key, really critical. In a controller, there's a few things I like to see. Number one, I like to see short range and long distance ports for smart receivers. Why? Because this allows you to have props near and far and serve them all from one controller. So I really like having both in a controller more often than not. Number two, the Kulp features a battery to keep the time through the real-time clock, and it features onboard high-quality audio output through a 3.5mm headphone type jack. And so this to me is really a game changer in a controller, because I think this was one of the first controllers that on board with everyone you buy, no add-ons, you get all of that stuff, okay? And it just works. Like there's no configuration to it. The stuff just works, right? Replace the battery every year if you don't store it, if you don't have it plugged in often throughout the year, and you're good to go. The next part I love about these things is that there's an Ethernet port on board, okay? So any controller that ends with B from the Kulp brand instead of PB is a Beagle bone-based controller. That means that you have a direct Ethernet port. You don't have to try to tether via USB. You don't have to try to find a Wi-Fi adapter that's supported and hope that it automatically configures so you can connect to it. You can always connect via Ethernet. What I typically do with these is we do use the USB port, and there's a USB port on the back side. You can grab a short cable, use a wireless adapter. Kulp Lights sells compatible ones right there. Okay, so just like that, you now have the ability to get into this thing to configure it. Let's talk about configuration with Kulp controllers. One more thing actually really quick is that this is kind of a plus and a minus, is the Kulps do feature for moving heads DMX ports on them. I like the way the K16 is, that it's a terminal block. I can use a regular DMX cable and just cut an end off and wire it in. It's a little more plug and play the way the Falcons do it with a RJ45 port for DMX. I think there's a way to do it through the long range receiver ports. I've just honestly never tried, but that's like my one plus minus. But other than that, we just love these darn things because configuration is going to be the biggest thing here. We're not on the computer right here, but essentially configuring a Kulp controller is as easy as hitting upload output from X-Lights. It's going to upload every time. You can set it to do that automatically if you want. I don't always recommend this because it takes a little extra time, especially if you have a bunch on Wi-Fi, but you can do it. Once you upload your outputs from X-Lights, the thing works, like every time. And using the FPP upload for your sequences now in 2024, it will go and it will upload multiple controllers at a time okay, multiple of these guys. It does the smaller files where it only sends the data each controller needs. I think it's called the sparse file. And it just works really well. In the time of having Kulp controllers for 3-4 years now, what issues have we run into that you might see when you with a Kulp controller that might not happen on another brand? The biggest and really only issue we've seen with these across the board is the fact that because it uses a modular system with this BeagleBone controller being separate and connecting to the Kulp itself, we've seen before where over multiple years, you take your controller box out, you put it in, it gets warm, it gets cold. We've seen where, on the back here, I'll try to show it as best I can, the BeagleBone connects via these pins here. And what we find sometimes with the occasional controller is if it has space, it'll actually just start to lift off a little bit from the pins. And sometimes it lifts off enough where you'll basically get, your show won't work and you'll get an error message saying that it can't find all this stuff. More often than not, literally just pulling your controller apart, taking off the BeagleBone very carefully, just pulling it off the rest of the way, right? Reseating it all the way back down so you can't see any metal pins. Typically, that solves it 100% and you're good to go. Okay, but if you ever get like an error, it'll be like EEPROM error, can't find your license, can't find the ports, whatever. I found more often than not, just pull that off, put it back on. Again, that's an issue that I haven't seen unless the controller's been out there multiple years. It's just something to be aware of. Other than that, we've seen killer reliability from the Kulp controllers. They're at kulplights.com. Other places, such as like, your Pixel Store, Beaching controllers, there are others. We'll make them ready to run for you so you can buy the whole thing completely built. But whatever you do, stay tuned here for our next video. We'd love to help you do awesome things with Christmas lighting, and we'd love to help you start your first show and make amazing things inside our academy through the videos here, through our free guide, or through our store. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video.